subscribe, share, and listen, man. I'm excited. I'm excited to be here. I'm happy to be here. We got another episode, and I want to talk. And I'm not going to do the 7 minutes of wisdom today. I'm just going to talk because I got some things I want to talk about. And everybody that checks us out on YouTube, please. The price of freedom being death. The price of freedom being death. Now, Malik, what are you talking about? And I'm talking about various things. I'm talking about spiritually, mentally, physically, economically, community-based wise, politically, socio-economically. The price of freedom is death. And so what do you mean, Malik? And what I mean is that the old has to die for the new to live. Let me talk about me a little bit. I grew up in Jamaica, Queens. I come from a good family. My household was very rich. My household was religiously rich, very religious, but it was also spiritually healthy. I had my mother and the father in the house. Look, I was the spoiled brat. I was the youngest child of everybody, so I was spoiled, and I was my mother's miracle baby. So my ideas and concepts about life growing up was that everything was supposed to go my way. Because things did go my way a lot of times. That's just what it was. But growing up, I didn't totally understand the concept of sacrifice. And the whole concept of sacrifice is when you give up something to attain something else that you want and desire. That's the idea of sacrifice. You want to become an electrician, you got to sacrifice time and effort to learn the trade, right? And you're going to have to give up some things that you like. You might have to give up hanging out with the fellows or hanging out with the girls, going to some of the things you usually like to go to, attending functions, family functions. If you want to be a lawyer, I remember my brother-in-law, when he was on track to be a lawyer, there was a lot of things he couldn't come to. We didn't see him as much. Sometimes he would go and then have to leave. That's just what it was. Because he wanted to attain something greater for himself. So he had to give up some things. And sometimes you don't always have to give up things forever. You just have to give it up for a time. You just got to give it up for a time. But see, the problem is that people want their cake and eat it too. People want to become great without letting go of the good. See, and good can be the enemy of the great. We have to learn how to let go of things that we're used to, things that are comfortable, so that we can embrace the uncomfortability of letting go of what's comfortable, so that we can get to what it is that we want to get to. Any revolutions in any society, think of any society that had a revolution. Those people had to be willing to give up their way of life. In some cases, people gave up their lives to see, for there to be a greater outcome that they weren't even going to experience. How about that? How about that? But yeah, man, I mean, look, let's talk. What is it that you want in life? What is it that you're trying to be? And how long have you been trying to do it? And if you haven't achieved those dreams and goals, why not? And I'm telling you, because you're not willing to pay the price for that freedom. And the price is death. You got to die to the old self so that the new self can be reborn. You got to die to the old self. To see, the thing that's hard about that is, you know, the old self always want to dominate, man. The old self don't never want to go nowhere. You know, old self always want to be in charge. The old self don't know how to let go. The old self want to be the same forever. And it's the flesh, and the flesh is weak. But it's also the idea, the mentality that's hardwired in our brain. Like these circuits, man. They're hardwired like this. Hardwired. And it don't want to go nowhere. It's deep. I've been there. I'm still there in some areas. I mean, look, I'm doing good. I'm doing great. But there's some things that, I hadn't been willing to let go of. I just wasn't. Why? Because I wanted to become this new person, but still wanted the habits and the rituals and the day in and day out, walk and procedures of the old person. To create the new, there has to be a new walk. To create a new life, there has to be new steps taken. For there to be new steps taken, that will create a new mindset. That new mindset creates fortitude of character. That fortitude of character shifts. It shifts the earth. It shifts your world. And it'll shift and shake up the world of people around you too. Where do you think the whole term hiatus came from? Don't hate the player, baby. Hate the game. It's the game makes the player. Because the player conforms to the system of the game. In order to be successful, you have to follow the rules of success. And the rules of success rewards discipline and sacrifice. You want to be successful, be disciplined, and and sacrifice that which you love. Put it on the altar. We used to read them stories in the Bible, and ancients used to, people would come forth and sacrifice their precious lamb or the fatted calf. The concept is that you're willing to give up something that's precious something that's valuable, something that you need to get something that you want. Now that's deep. That's deep. But that's the key. That's the kickapoo juice. That's the chutzpah. That's the fulcrum. What is it that you want to be? What do you want to become? Identify the things you have to do to become that. Once you identify those things, set together a course of action and plan. Then write down, what is it that I have to give up to become this? And when you identify what's blocking you from becoming what it is that your goals and dreams and hopes and desires, because all of us are great, and that greatness is there. That great person is there. That person is there. You're great, man. You're great. It's there. I mean, I could just look at my life. I could look at the lives of some people that I know, man. I know some people doing some wonderful things. And for years, they couldn't get it right. You're talking about can't get right. You remember can't get right from life? Remember? Called them can't get right. You can knock the ball out the park, man. Can't get right. That was his name. Yo, can't get right. Black people, we had some crazy days, right? Can't get right. I love it. I love my culture. I don't know about some of y'all. I love my culture. I know some of y'all get so fancy and you turn your back on our culture because of the wrong within the culture. You turn your back on the whole totality of it. I know we got issues, and I'm here in the community trying to help us with those issues, and I get it. I get we could be a little embarrassing and a little tacky sometimes. I get it. But I'm not throwing my people out. I'm part of my people, and I love it. And I love the names that we give each other. So the hell with y'all. Fuck y'all that want to leave. Fuck you. Fuck them. Maybe I want to move out, be bougie, and leave, and don't want to come back or help out and talk bad about our people, and you off with your white friends. Fuck you. Fuck you. We don't need you anyway. We'll be all right. We're going to make it. But I love it. I love my community. Names like Can't Get Right. I seen in life through front of yeah, the baby was black. He came up there, it was all lined up. Everybody was like, I'm the pappy. Bernie Mac, my man. I's the pappy. Everybody started cracking up. But I knew some people who couldn't get it right. And they didn't get it right. They started taking a step at a time in the right direction. Ooh. See, the direction straightens you out. Not you straighten yourself out and then you go in the right direction. No. You just start going in the right direction, and the path and the journey of the direction shapes and molds you. Allow your path and your direction to shape and mold you. And remember, another great episode of Conversations with Malik. The price of freedom is death. And remember, Brother Malik loves you. There's nothing you can do about it. Peace.